Hello, Internet Nation. Alexian Ashley here. I want to talk about something fun today that a lot of people might not like. But anyway, today I want to talk about age and how it theoretically is just a number, especially in the context in which age is oftentimes used in this society. You know, so like I'm not advocating for fucking children. I haven't made my pedophile video yet, at least I don't think. But I'm not really an advocate for pedophilia. I'm an advocate for not being retarded and thinking that the first and only thing we should do with a pedophile is kill them and or shut them down so that they can't talk about their thoughts and feelings, because I know that the therapy system sucks, so nobody really knows what to do to feel better, because all a therapist does is sit there and listen to you and not tell you how to fix your trauma. Then frankly, we're all gonna stay fucked up. But when you take a pedophile and you prevent them from talking about anything that they're feeling to anyone, then the only people that they can talk about it with is other pedophiles. So then you now have this person who probably wasn't going to offend because it's wrong to touch children because they cannot consent. Then they are no longer going to talk to the people who are going to let them know that it's wrong and they shouldn't do that and help them get past it. They're only going to have the fucking pedophiles to talk to. So now they have their pedophile form and they weren't going to offend, but now they're going to offend because the only people they can talk to about this shit with is other pedophiles. So now the system continues, and now we continuously have pedophiles who are literally running society. Fucking, you can't say they're not, because the pedophiles are running pedophile rings and they can just buy your fucking children. They can buy them, they can steal them, they can do whatever the fuck they want. They have the money to handle that shit. And nobody's gonna say anything because we don't talk about pedophilia. We don't talk about Dan Snyder and how he created an entire ring of pedophilia and fucking put pedophilic material on Nickelodeon. We don't talk about that because we don't talk about pedophilia. But anyway, this isn't about pedophilia. This is the age video. So anyway, I'm tired of age being thrown around like it means something, but also doesn't mean something. Like, y'all need to pick a lane and stay in it, because all this lane swerving, you're gonna crash into somebody. Like, I understand the kiss of death sounds very nice to y'all suicidal motherfuckers, but have you ever seen a kiss of death? Have you ever seen a car that has received the kiss of death? Do you really want to be in that car? Pick a lane, stop swerving. You might want to slow down with your dumb selves. But anyway, so age is just a number, A person's age does not reflect their mentality. Age and mentality, maturity, they're not synonymous. They are not synonymous whatsoever. They aren't. They aren't. Just because somebody is 85 does not mean that they have the mentality of an adult. It does not. For one, we have people who are not neurotypical, neurological? People who are not neurotypical. That is the easiest way to say it. We have people who are not neurotypical, who do not, operate the same way people do. Being different, being retarded does not make them retarded. If that makes sense, because you can be clinically retarded without being socially retarded. Like, a lot of y'all are neurotypical but act like you're retarded, like you choose to be retarded. Like, people who are retarded are not choosing to be retarded by choice. So why are you? But anyway, age is just a number. And maturity is a completely separate thing. Like, we need to be focused on maturity and not just age. Just because somebody turned 18 does not mean that their mind goes from that of a 17-year-old to an 18-year-old. And this is not even taking into consideration trauma. It's not. So like they say, when you start taking drugs at a certain age, your mind stops developing. You stop developing because the drugs stop you from developing. Because you just like get fixated. So like if you were traumatized by something and you started doing drugs because of it, like I don't know if this applies to like pharmaceutical drugs specifically meant to help with things like depression and anxiety and PTSD. Never been on those drugs, so I can't speak about those experiences because the second I decided to get drug help, COVID hit. But whatever, universe, it's fine. It's fine. Just whatever. Just could have let me OD on it, but whatever, because I'm just gonna stay here. Anyway, when somebody turns 18, they do not suddenly think like an adult. There are so many people, specifically males, who are way past the age of 18 and are not mentally mature than a lot of middle schoolers. You know, like there are adults choosing to be with children who are not mentally capable of making that choice. And there are children when I say children, I mean like teenagers, choosing to be with adults and they are mentally capable of making that choice, you know, because like not everybody is mature. Some people are mature. I have been the same person since I was a kid. It has been a case of understanding what I understood. My mentality, my thoughts, my views have been the fucking same forever, you know? The only thing that has changed is my trauma and how I like address it. Now that I am not desperate for love and any which way it can come, I am not accepting every fucking penis that flies into my life. You know, I am not thinking that every dude is worth waiting for them to stop being a fucking asshole. You know? That comes, I almost said with age. That comes with maturity. It doesn't really come with age. Because, like, you know, if we sat down and had conversations with our kids, they would understand. But instead, everybody wants to go, oh, children are stupid. Children don't understand. Children don't this. Children don't that. Your children don't because you didn't want to talk to them about it. Like, you can. So what? Like, if your child gets raped, you're just going to sit there and wait for them to get older to explain what happened to them and just let them, like, ruminate on that. Like, even if they don't process that they were raped or that something bad happened to them, even if, they were talked into it so they thought that it was their idea, they thought it was a game type shit, you can talk to that child and let them understand what happened and why they may be feeling the way that they're feeling. Like, a child they're not going to understand that they feel like something is wrong. They're not going to understand that this feeling that they're feeling is violation. But if you explain to them, oh, you know, you're probably like, you know, how do you feel? Oh, well, you feel like something is off, like there are butterflies. You feel like you need to look over your shoulder, like you're afraid, like a monster's going to come get you. Well, you're probably hurt and traumatized because this person violated your body, they violated your space, they violated you. Why does it always come back to rape? I don't know. That's like one of the most extreme things I've been through that I know how to rationalize dealing with. I could never rationalize why a male zygote would think it is okay to pin somebody down, kicking and screaming and literally fight them. Just it's the same as this, my nigga. And it's the same. It's the same. If you needed to struggle, just fucking tighten your grip. Don't be fucking lazy. But how you gonna be so lazy that you can't just do this, but not so lazy that you literally fought a bitch to get some pussy? Anyway. So an individual in a feminine body, have dealt with a lot of children, and I have to keep informing people that I, Alexander Shinju Ashley Madeline Walker, am not a pedophile. I don't like children. I like me a man. A manly man. Like, probably older than me, definitely taller than me, stronger than me, like, possibly more mature than my immature, fucking childish brat ass. Every situation in my life, I have had to be the adult. Even at the age of like 3 months, I have had to be the adult The fuck is this? I think there's food in my sweater. Don't know what that is. But in every situation, I've had to be the adult, and 9 times out of 10, am the younger one in the room. You know, like, it's funny how, like, you know how your parents treat you like a child, but then when the situation calls for it, they also want to treat you like an adult? Like, do you want me to go out and get a job, or do you want me to focus on school? Do you want me to be a child and follow your rules, or do you want me to be an adult, stand up for my fucking self, and put my foot down and fight for me and my personality and my happiness? Because that's adult shit, you know? That's not child shit. A child's not gonna sit there and be like, but mommy, I don't want to do that because it violates me as a person and my needs. I mean, children are going to tell you what they don't want to do, and you should listen to what your children doesn't want to do, because that is a form of abuse, and it will register to them as abuse. I don't give a fuck what you think is it and is not abuse. Like, you can't tell me that something is not abuse when your child feels like they weren't listened to and they feel abused, you know? You can't tell anybody else what is and is not abuse to them, because you are not them. You don't get to dictate them. I don't give a fuck if you pop this thing out your vagina. I don't give a fuck if you popped in somebody's vagina and now some shit is popping out of it again. I don't give a fuck. If it's not you, you don't get to say. You don't get a say. You don't get a say in somebody's mental health. And if you think you do, you're an abusive motherfucker that needs to address your control problems. Because frankly, nobody's going to be happy around your ass if you're going to dictate everything and your stupid ass is wrong. But anyway, that all comes down to maturity too. Like, if you're telling people that, oh, this is an abuse because XYZ, you're ignorant and you're a fucking child and you're not mature at all, you're probably a psycho, and people shouldn't be fucking with you because we are not pedophiles. We're not. I love children, but not sexually, you know? Like, children are great. You can learn a lot from a fucking child because their mind usually hasn't been tainted and fucking blocked with all this fucking bullshit that we call Earth and human existence yet. And if it has, you're an abuser, you know? Because, like, we come into this life with knowledge, universal knowledge, that gradually leaves us as we learn things like toy, phone, case, wire, you know, bag, spoon. Don't ask me why there are all these random things on my bed. But fucking we learn these things, and we learn what is and what is not. Why is this upside down? And we learn life, and we unlearn the knowledge, the universal knowledge that we came in with. Unless people are consistent with retaining that, which usually isn't the child's priority, because it's a child. They just want to do what you tell them to do. They just want to make you happy and get your approval until they become their own person. Hopefully, but I mean, if you really fuck it up, they're never going to become their own person, and you probably should get your reproductive organs taken away, because you're not making people, you're making slaves and cogs. And, you know, we need to stop feeding the evil corporations by feeding them slaves and cogs. You know, we need free thinkers who can think for themselves and I'm putting socks on this doll, if you're wondering what I'm doing and why I'm looking down. You know? Anyway. God damn it. Because she's only wearing one sock. Anyway. So age is it's just a number. I'm always hearing how, like, this 31-year-old did this and this 45-year-old did that, and they should know better. They should be smarter. They should, like, be more mature. But that's the thing. That's assuming everybody is, like, capable of learning what it means to be mature, capable of being an adult. That's assuming that people learned how to be an adult. Some people are raised by narcissistic assholes who don't know what it means to care about other people. They don't. That's the truth. Do you really think Do you really think that you were gonna, like, come out good if the person who raised you was constantly telling you that you're not good enough because you didn't do X, or that nobody's gonna love you because you're B, or because, like, you're the spawn of Satan because you're homosexual? Do you really think that's gonna lead to a good life? It's not. It doesn't. And, like, people, they don't realize that. They think, well, you're an adult now. You should be capable of doing X, Y, and Z. But then, like, that's negating everything that the person has been through. Like, a person is a person. A person is gonna hold continuity for the entirety of their life. And reaching a certain number of years lived on this planet does not change the continuity. Donald Trump is not a man. He's not a man. He might be an old-ass Oompa Loompa, but he is not a man with a man's brain. So he acts like a child. I don't know why these goddamn hicks put this thing in office. But they did. He is not a man. He is a child. That is a prime example of a fucking child. You know who is a fucking man? I want to get this right. Fucking Bernie Sanders. I'm always confusing Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. I believe Bernie Sanders is the one that didn't become president. I'm referring to the one who became a meme, put that meme on merchandise, sold out of it, and then donated all those proceeds so people could have food, and then had another company that he was working with donate their proceeds. That's a man. That's some man shit. Like, what? He's like 80-something years old. That is one mature motherfucker. Unlike that nigga Trump, who literally incited a riot because he lost the fucking election. That is some child shit. And you can't tell me that he is mature. You can't tell me that he is a reflection of his fucking age. Just because he is 3067 does not mean he acts like it. He acts like a 7-year-old. And yet for some people thought he was mentally stable enough. Mr. Grab him by the pussy. They thought he was mentally stable enough to be the president of the free world. And that just goes to show you how much society is not mature. They aren't. Everybody wants to talk about this 30-year-old did X, this 30-year-old did B. But if a nigga is traumatized, a nigga is never gonna learn certain things. Like, depending on your trauma, you're just not gonna learn certain things. There's learned helplessness. There's selfishness. People put walls up. People do all this shit due to trauma. And it does not matter what your age is. It does not. It does not. There are 17-year-olds who can tell you what they want out of life, what they want to fucking do. There are 5-year-olds who are like, this is my passion in life. I want to do this when I'm older, and now I'm going to start right here, right now, as a 5-year-old working towards that goal. Meanwhile, you got 60-year-old niggas fucking working to death, talking about, I still don't know what I want to do, but when I retire, I'm going to do something. Come on, y'all. Come on. Like, you don't even know what the fuck you want to do. And yet you want to sit here talk about, oh, kids are stupid. Kids don't know nothing. For what? Because they don't know how society works? Because they don't know how the system that humans established works? It's like, oh, you can know everything about the world, but because you don't know nothing about society, then you're stupid. Come here. I want to share a secret with you. That's retarded. It's just straight retarded. It's retarded. Like, for one, humans created this system. You have to learn how the system works. You have to learn the game in order to play it. And that's even more fucked up, because everybody's like, you gotta learn the game so you can play the game. How about we just stop beating the game? You know, the monsters stop becoming giant monsters if you stop beating them. Like, if you would stop beating them, your children, then your children could be happy. Society doesn't have feelings. It's not sentient. So you don't need to make society happy, you know? Like, fuck with Little John and Uncle Ray Ray. Well, not Uncle Ray Ray, because Uncle Ray Ray is related, but fucking Ray Ray, think about your fucking children, because they're your fucking children, and your children are your children. Why does it matter if the strange lady over there who feels compelled to be all up in your child's information cares, fucking thinks about your children? You don't even know the bitch. You don't even know this bitch. Why do you give a fuck about her feelings? Why do you give a fuck about her thoughts? Why do you give a fuck about what she fucking thinks? You don't even know her. You don't even know these people. So why do you care what these people think? And yet we get so caught up in that. We get so caught up in that. And then you want to call people childish because they want to follow their dreams, because they want to do what they want, because they don't give a fuck about this bullshit. Like, I heard an expression the other day: the only thing guaranteed in life is death and taxes. Death is a guarantee. Taxes we created. At any point, society can crash. It can become self-sustaining to the point where it doesn't have to rob its people in order to sustain itself. It could do fucking anything. Anything, and taxes could just disappear. Society could crash. Money could become obsolete. Taxes are going to end then. The second you leave a society, like, you could just walk out into the woods, stay there for 7 years until you are proclaimed dead, and they can't touch you. I mean, they probably can't touch you when you're in the woods because they don't know where the fuck you are anyway. But, like, and that's like 7 years of inactivity. Like, don't use your social security number, don't use your name, don't use nothing. Just let them think you died, and they're gonna legally claim you as dead. You know, and then boom. No taxes. For one, we created taxes. We did not create death. Don't let man, especially the white man in charge of your finances, make you think that he is God. See, why am I getting so many fucking notifications right now? But anyway, don't let them make you think that they are God just because they created taxes. Like, taxes are not on the same level as death. Taxes are not guaranteed in life. Being robbed by your government is not a universal guarantee. It's not on the same level as death. You are gonna die at any point. It could fucking happen. You know what's not gonna happen? Fucking tax man coming on and we're talking about give me your money. Like, nigga, you take my money before I even get my money. And now you want more of my money? Why is that normal to y'all? Why? Why do y'all just accept it? Why y'all just lay down and take this shit? I don't understand. Anyway, did I even get my points across? I feel like I said a lot, but I didn't say on the topic of age just being a number. But it is. It is. It doesn't matter what that 30-year-old said or about that 27-year-old, because age is just a number. It doesn't make you more mature. If you never got over your trauma, then you're never going to stop reacting to it. Like, you know? Like, if you're a bitch, you're never going to stop being a bitch. You can choose to not be a bitch, but if it's just in you to be a bitch, then you're going to be a bitch. Like, I'm a bitch. I'm a raging fucking bitch. If you deserve it, if you deserve to see the bitchiness, then you're going to see the bitchiness. If we're close, then the most you're just going to see is, like, I'm an asshole. I'm still loving, but I'm going to make some fucked up jokes at you. I'm just going to stab you as we're laughing, and you know you're going to process that I'm a bitch, but you're not going to see that, like, raging, tear you apart bitchiness that a lot of you dudes love seeing for some reason, because it's just like you just can't say hi. You got to be like, how can I upset you the most? Let me call you woman. I was like, I don't know what you expected. That's real childish of you because you came at me trying to trigger me, knowing that you were going to be doing something that would make me uncomfortable, and you chose to do it anyway. That's real childish of you. It's definitely not mature. Maybe I'll make another video on maturity and age. But, like, if I got my point across, please let me know, because I tend to ramble. And I've been putting off doing a video for the longest now. But, like, for one, try to go easy on each other, please. Like, unless somebody is just being a nigga and just straight up lying to you, and just try to understand that maturity does not come with age. Maturity is a mental thing, and people learn to be mature if they weren't already born that way. you know? Because not everybody's going to be, like, in tune with themselves. Not everybody's going to realize that their happiness comes before everybody else. Because you're the only person you're stuck with. So it might suck to hear, but fuck your parents. Fuck your siblings. Fuck your partner. Alright? At the end of the day, your parents are going to die. You're not going to live with them when you're not living with them. Because you don't. A lot of times, I mean, that's just a society thing. I mean, if you want to live with your parents, at the very least, nobody's going to say anything if you're helping out, paying rent, and have your own fucking space. Like, if you've got the entire basement, that's fine. I don't really think that families need to separate just because somebody got older. Like, if we're all going to contribute to this establishment, then we can continue to be a family unit as long as everybody's living their lives. But, like, once you stop living your life and you just, like, play video games all day and don't have a fucking job. Like, you can play video games all day if you could make money off of playing video games all day. But if you're not, you might want to reevaluate your life. You know? Like, if that's all you do all day, every day, you might want to reevaluate your life because you are a child. You know? Like, if you're making money playing video games, that's one thing. If you're making money and all your free time is spent playing video games, that's one thing. But if all you're doing is playing them, living at your mom's house, arguing with your mama, not helping your mama, not doing no dishes, not cooking no food, not doing nothing, you a child. You a child. And yes, there are ways to, like, live at your mama's house playing video games all day and be an adult. Be mature, you know? You gotta help out. You gotta do what you gotta do around the house. You gotta be part of the unit. You have to bring something to the table, as you have to do with every fucking table. That's just how the universe works. Not even just society. You always have to bring something to every table. Like, the universe will be like, here is a fruit for you to eat to survive. It is your job to put that seed back in the ground to continue the cycle. What you think, monkeys just, like, eat all the seeds? No, they, like, eat the seeds and then scatter them about and then more cheese go. Birds do it. Fucking animals do it. That's just how seeds work. And then you have fucking humans here that'd be like, nah, I'm not gonna put this in the ground. I'm gonna cultivate it so that it can't create another plant when it goes in the ground, and then I'm gonna throw it in a landfill. Don't tell me how to universally work. Fucking Earth, dumb bitch. That's why we're destroying the fucking planet. And then these dumbasses want to leave the planet and go to a new planet. It's like, so y'all can just destroy that planet? Like, you have this planet that was specifically set up for us to thrive. Just all this bullshit, all this chaos came together for us to thrive. You want to ruin it and then go somewhere else to ruin that. Like, go to Mars, where you would have to create a foundation to survive just to ruin it. It's like, what, you gonna fill Mars with trash? Ship all your trash from Mars back to Earth? Can you just kill yourself and let the people who actually want to make a difference have the planet instead of just covering it in trash? And then taking your trash bodies and putting it in a fucking box? I swear to God. Society is retarded. Not even just stupid. Society is retarded. There is something wrong with society's brain. It does not function correctly. And everybody just feeds that shit. They take all those problems and then make it their norm. And then everybody wants to be, oh, this is norm. This is normal. This is normal. Bullying is not normal. It is a sign that there is something wrong with the individual. They are suffering through insecurity, some sort of pain, some sort of something that they need to inflict that on another person. That is not okay. It is not normal. And it is not going to help them grow into a functioning adult. I promise you that. So anyway, Internet Nation, I'm going to end this here because this phone can only handle about 30-something minutes of recording. And I don't feel like splicing shit together. Anyway, until next time, Internet Nation, maybe I'll make a part 2 to this video. And we could talk about age more. Maybe somebody in the comments can raise some, like, give me some talking points to address about age and maturity. Because these two things are as intertwined as they're not. you know? And it could be fun to elaborate more on the concept of age because, you know, being 47 does not mean that you're going to be mature. At some point, your brain probably stopped, like, developing. You probably got traumatized. Something probably happened. It's okay. We're here to talk about it. And then we're going to make it better so you can be an adult finally. You know? Because life is all about growing and getting past the things that are holding us back. So let's do that and not be children and continue to take our pain out on others as fully functioning adults who are claiming to be members of society that bring something to the table, you know? Anyway, until next time, YouTube Nation, know that you are loved by this guy. If nobody else, if not you or your moms, I appreciate you. And thank you for being here. Okay, bye.